morning and welcome to the program, The Football Catalog. And this is the gist. Now, what do we have this morning? Former Arsenal and Manchester City striker Emmanuel Adebayor has said André Onana did not respect Cameroon as a nation. Now, has given the Cameroonian, Fecafoot, an excuse for delaying his arrival at the African Cup of Nations, in Cote d'Ivoire. But let me ask you, if you are such, the management of the Cameroonian Fecafoot, or you are just like the coach, like Ruguben's son, what do you think is right response to this Onana situation? He had always a kind of a person that had always feel on top of the world. He is not, advised to talk to him. He doesn't feel, he is in the level of every other player. He does what he like. Remember, at the last African Cup of Nations, he was sent on by the Fecafoot. Even the combination of Samuel Eto'o, which happens to be the president or the chairman of the Fecafoot in Cameroon, and also the coach also sent him because he was not listening to the instruction. In your own opinion, what kind of a person do you call this Onana? One thing is to be a good footballer, but one thing is also to have a good character. A lot of things has been, found around this Onana issue. Some believe because he was from the Anglophone side of the Cameroon, and because Eto and other people were from the Francophone side of Cameroon. But ask yourself, does this warranty that he should be behaving in this kind of way? Now, for me, I think it's not something, that looks, reasonable. When he came, he was telling the whole world, "Oh, I came in a private jet. If I know that they wouldn't have used me, I shouldn't have come in a private jet." Now, who asked him to come in the private jet? If he had come at the normal time, he wouldn't have been finding himself in a situation where he's saying he's coming in a private jet, spending his own money and bringing some other backroom staff of the Manchester United along with him. But let's look at it critically. If you want to play a crucial match and one of your players that will be featuring in such a match is not in camp, even to have a light up training with the fellow teammate, do you think as a coach, even if the player is Messi, whatever, do you think you will use such a player in a match? After all, he is not Messi, and after all, he is not Ronaldo. Even Ronaldo, they keep to time and they make sure they make part of the thing. Have you ever had any situation where Messi did not train with the Argentine team, or Ronaldo did not train with the Portuguese team, and he wants to play, he come maybe 1 hour to the match and he wanted to feature in the match? I think it's not done. However, I think a lot of other African stars, they've condemned the behavior of Nana, that look, you are not just disrespecting, the Cameroonian team. You are also doing the same thing to African brothers, because how could you alone? I know a lot of players find themselves in this case. After all, the match that Onana waited for between Manchester United and Nottingham Hotspur ended in the 2-2 draw. Also, the match between Guinea and Cameroon also ended in a 1-1 draw. That means it's a draw at both sides. Do you think if Onana had been in goal, he would have been the one that would have saved them, from conceding the one they scored against him? I'm not sure. I'm not sure he's such a kind of goalkeeper that would do that for the Cameroon. Nothing. But for me, or I don't know, maybe in your own opinion, you can respond. Let's look at it as the behavior of Onana. Is this something that is, thinkable, or is it something that is, can you imagine, just like every other team had arrived, even they have given you enough time, and you collaborate with the team? Because if he had not collaborated with Manchester United, I believe they wouldn't have delayed his movement to Abidjan. To the last match against Manchester, against Tottenham Hotspur. So, in your opinion, what do you think it means should be done for Onana? Do you think it should even be included in the second game? Because they will be playing a very crucial match against the Senegalese, the Teranga Lions of Senegal, one of the biggest ones. Now, also, let's look at it. Sometimes, do goalkeeper really, make much impact in football? Do you think the goalkeeper really make much football? Because this same Onana has considered so much goals, even with the Manchester United. So, what difference is he going to make when he come and play every with the national team of the Cameroon? And the coach believed that you have the luxury of time to have arrived earlier so that you can train with the fellow and with your team. But he chose not to do that because he felt, somehow, like I said, I don't know exactly what is making Onana to behave in this type of, I mean, attitude. I don't, for me, I don't really know what is the problem of Onana. Maybe you can suggest, or maybe you see things from another perspective, then you can tell us what's your opinion, because I like people to just comment and write something and let's discuss so that another time when we want to do this, this program on football catalog, we will know how to manage and to manipulate things. So let's continue. Not only Sebastian, Basson, not only Emmanuel Adebayor. Even you can see in the video, Aladi Diop also was trying to convince him that look, what you have done was not good enough. But for me, I don't know. Should Onana even be included in the team at all? That's one of the question because he feels he's above every other player. So if a player is such contagious in the team, don't you think it will affect the team? After all, they've sent him home on several occasions. So why should they even include him in the squad when they know that his behavior is not something that will be acceptable to them? Now, even though the goalkeeper is a very good goalkeeper, the former Inter Milan goalkeeper, very super good player in his own category. But when you look at his behavior, I can give you a lot of example where player had been very good, but because of their behavior, the national team coach of such decided not to bring him along. I remember Eric Cantona that was playing for Manchester United when France needed him most. But the coach, look, I can't contain his behavior. It is contagious to the team. Also, remember, Ginola is also part of the French national team, and the national team coach decided not to call him at all because he believed he will have effect on the team and it will affect the team. After all, they went ahead and they won the 1998 World Cup in France, the French national team. That's what happened. So for me, I think Onana's behavior should be checked, and if it's not checked, he should be stopped from playing for the national team. Now, let me ask you for the final thing before we go. You are going to see a lot of video. He's even, gallivanting. I came in the private jet because he has the money. You see the video on the timeline. You see the video where he was talking with Aladi Diop, and you also see the video where he was inside the private jet. And now the question is, do you think such things should be accepted in the national team? He's a very good goalkeeper, but his presence alone does not make the whole team. He has to be part of the team. So he can express your own opinion. Then also let me remember there are some players that they give preference to. I remember the late Stephen Keshi of Nigeria when we are playing in Alger 90. He has to flew in from Belgium, to Alger play. Then he will also leave because he's a very super player for him. He's very, crucial. And he even he scored one of the crucial goals, for Nigeria at that Alger 90. So players like Stephen Keshi, maybe players like, what do you call? JJ Okocha in his time, probably maybe they got such a kind of privilege. But for Onana, even if a goalkeeper is given such a privilege, Onana has not really done very well in my own perspective. I don't know how about you, and I want to hear your opinion. So that's what we have for the gist today. Is talking about Andrew Onana is disrespecting the Cameroon national team and the Cameroon as a nation. Don't forget, you can subscribe to my channel and like and also share among your friends. Thank you very much. My name remains Bami Bill.